Hey there, pen peeps. It's Troy, and I was asked to do a video. Yeah, believe it or not, it happens from time to time. And by request, one of you viewers had looked at one of my videos on the Cross Townsend and said, hey, more Cross videos, please. So, why not? I just went ahead and decided to use this one for today. This is one of Cross's latest releases. This is just one out of about 4 from the Wanderlust series by Cross. AT Cross Pen Company, based in America, but now all manufacturing is done in China. But this is the Wanderlust. Basically about that very thing. It's meant to inspire thoughts about world travel. This particular model right here is the Malta version, and there are at least 3 others. I'm going to put up a picture here so that you can see what some of the others look like. And I chose the Malta for several reasons. Number one, when I purchased it, it was at a decent price. It happened to be on sale at the time. But also, I kind of like the color above the others. I mean, some of them were right pretty, but this particular one seemed to me to be one that I would pick up and use because I like the color combination, the blue and the gold trim. And in addition to that, Malta. I would love to visit the Isle of Malta. For years, that's been on my wish list of places to visit. So that's why I picked it up. So, Cross. Let's see. Looking in here. Cross. Wanderlust. Malta. And let's flip it over. Cross. Fountain pen. Malta. And you can see made in China, as is most of the manufacturing from the AT Cross company nowadays. Even though it's designed in the USA, manufacturing shifted to China. Cross usually has packaging akin to this. So it's like a clear plastic, and you would open it up sort of like that, and then you would slide out your package with your pen, and it comes in a little gift box if you wanted to close it up in a box. But this particular pen here, it just sits on a little bed. Pull it out, set it down. You open up the bed here, and there you've got a couple of Cross cartridges. I chose not to use the cartridges. You know, these little cartridges by Cross remind me of some of these World War II hand grenades, the way that they're designed. Anyway, you can use cartridges, you can use converters. I chose to use converters because we had an office supply store near me that was going out of business some time ago. And I happened to pick up a bunch of cartridges for Schaefer, a bunch of cartridges for Cross, and they had converters. So I picked up 4 or 5 converters. What I will tell you is for Cross, what you want to do on this particular pen, go with their screw-in converter. I will tell you from experience, use the screw-in type that comes with it. As a matter of fact, when I went to go purchase this, on the website there was a little pop-up ad. Would you like to add a screw-in Cross converter? I was like, nah, I got Cross converters around here. Well, just friction fitting some of the older Cross converters, not a good idea. It doesn't get quite as snug a fit, and it will leak some ink. So, you do want to use a screw-in converter, but we'll get to that. So, let's look at the finial on top of that clip, and it's got the very typical Cross shape, where you taper up to a wider point on that barrel right about where that clip goes, and it says Cross on that clip. They usually have a very stiff, serviceable clip, though, with Cross. I don't put them in my pocket. I usually carry them in my pocket in a pen sleeve, or they sit on a desk. But I really like that design. I guess it's meant to make you think about maybe the Mediterranean, where Malta sits. And then you get a nice gold band here on that cap, and you come and you taper down to basically just a flat here. This is a brass with a white lacquer on top of it, and then obviously the design that is on top of that. So I do think that the design was fairly pretty. It's a little more abstract than I typically care for, but it was, you know, still fairly easy on the eye, so I went ahead and got it. It is a slip top like most Cross pens are, so you just pull that apart and you You can see down inside, it's an all metal cap. It does come together and it has a nice clip or snap. You know, it's not like a crisp snap, but it is a snap to that cap, and it's kind of a push. You get to a certain point and you feel the resistance, and with most cross pens you have that little extra push in order to get that down. So you pull that off, it posts very nicely, and it does back weight that pen, so I have not been writing with this since I've had it with the cap posted, only because it does back weight that pen, but it fits comfortably in the hand. It is a little more narrow than I personally love, but I'm the kind of guy who I will just go ahead and take a pen for what it is, for what it was designed as. And you've got that nice little gold tone flare at the end of that section, and a nice long black section. And just unscrew that, and of course I've got the cross converter screwed down into that section. Alrighty, and Cross, you know, they do have their own branded nibs right there, and this was a medium. They were out of fines, which was fine with me because, quite honestly, I'm not a fine nib lover. But you know, it's like I said, it's a little more narrow than I really love, but it's still acceptable to me. And I've used this pen a lot. I've done some letter writing with it, as my pen pals would attest. So, what does it look like? Well, let's pull out a few more pens and let's line them up so you can see how the Cross Wanderlust compares to some other pens. Alright folks, let's go ahead and compare the Cross Wanderlust to some other pens, and not just any pens. How about Cross pens? And stay tuned towards the end of this video. I'm going to tell you how to win one of these pens, by the way. I mean, not one of these specific pens, but one of the models that's represented right here. So I showed you the Wanderlust, which is this one right here. But let's go start at the other end. This is a Cross ballpoint. Cross ballpoints have been around for a long time. I've got several of them in the home. The one that I used to wear with a uniform when I had to wear one for work. This was one that was given to me by the company that I was working for. And that is, a Cross pen is very often, and as I've shared before in one of my videos, personalized as corporate gifts to their employees. You look down the list here, and that's the only ballpoint I've got sitting out here. This is a fountain pen here. This is the 4506. It is a gold tone pen. The 3506 is pretty much the exact same thing, only it's in silver. The very first fountain pen that I bought by Cross was the Bailey, because they were, you know, out. They were plentiful. They were fairly easy, and I didn't know anything about really fountain pens, but I knew the brand Cross. So I went ahead and got a Cross Bailey as one of my first fountain pens when I started to collect them. Moving further down the list, you've got the Cross Solo, which is a little older, but it's got some really nice design lines on it. And keep moving down a little bit, you've got the Cross Aventura. Gotta be honest with you, that this particular one wasn't one of my favorites, but the Aventura is out there. Some people like them quite a bit. Move further down, you've got the Cross Calais. This is the Calais, the one in blue. Move down a little bit, this is where you get into more of the luxury level of Cross pens, and both of these are Townsend models. The first Townsend I got was this one. It was the C3PO model, and it was designed to look exactly like the design within the body of C3PO. And a little later on I found this one here with a Notre Dame logo right there on the clip. I found a really good price on that, so I went ahead and picked it up knowing that I was going to get some good quality with the Cross Townsend. So that's why I didn't hesitate to try to look at the Wanderlust to see how they were doing as well. But I can tell you the price point on these, you know, I got mine on sale 50% off, so they said, at the $55 price point. So you may be able to find them relatively inexpensively. Like I said, $55 is what I paid for this, and that was supposedly advertised at 50% off. So, now that you have seen the pen, I've shown you the nomenclature of the Cross Wanderlust. I've compared it to some other Cross pens that are out there. Let me give you some statistics about the Cross Wanderlust, and then we'll show you how this baby writes. And we'll give you the chance to win a Cross pen. I've been doing some writing with the Cross Wanderlust, and this one again is the Malta version. And what I decided to do originally was to go ahead and put in a converter, and instead of using the cartridges. And like I said, I tried to friction fit a converter into it, and the screw-in works so much better, and I've had very little leakage, or none really, since I got a proper screw-in converter. And I filled it with this Colorverse Cat. I actually like this ink a lot, and it was part of Schrodinger's Cat. The only thing I don't like about it is, and I probably said this before, the Schrodinger bottle that has green ink is the big bottle, and the little bottle is the Cat. I wish it was the other way around, because I like this blue ink a lot better than the green ink that came with it. But, here we go. Post it, like I showed you earlier, yes. And it's a little back-weighted, so no. So, let's go ahead and put nib to paper. I really haven't done any writing with it on Rhodia. I've done a lot of writing with it on some other varieties of paper, but not so much on a Rhodia dot pad. So this will be my first time really experiencing Rhodia on this. So the Cross Wanderlust. This was actually a good one for me to take out right now. Why? Because I kind of have a little wanderlust myself. As of this recording, right now, I'm waiting to hear back from 2 different travel agents. You know, we've had 2 family vacations, 2 family cruises that have been canceled because of COVID. And we actually have credit to be able to go take another cruise, enough to pay for the entire family cruise, but with all the restrictions that are going on right now, vaccination requirements, mask requirements, and how you have to be herded together when you get off ship in a port, that you can't just go shopping. And like in Nassau, if I want to go shopping, which I love doing, I can't just go shopping in Nassau. I have to stick with a little tour group. I'm like, forget it. And so we've been trying to plan a vacation. So I've actually contacted my favorite travel agent, and I'm still waiting to hear back from her. And we've got spring break coming up here in just, a month and a half, and we want to go somewhere as a family together. So I want to go to Malta, but I doubt we'll be doing, a trip over to the Mediterranean Sea anytime soon. But on this particular pen, I got the medium nib. This was the Malta version. And quite honestly, the only difference between the different models of the Wanderlust is the design that's on it. That's all. I put into this one a Colorverse Cat. I really like this blue ink. Colorverse Cat is a nice, pretty ink. This is a wet writing pen. It is a very smooth pen. I'm very happy. It's a smooth nib. I can tell you that it wasn't real smooth on the paper I was writing on just yesterday. And I was literally sitting in my car with a little tiny 3-ring binder. And I was writing a letter to somebody. And so I had this old 3-ring binder I've had for like 30-some years. And this paper right here. And having this propped up on the steering wheel, and I was getting a really bizarre angle. It wasn't writing very well between this paper and that angle. But I can tell you, sitting here at my desk, it actually writes very nicely. So I don't recommend sitting in a car with a 3-ring binder with some less than stellar paper and trying to really angle it in. I don't recommend that, but sitting here at your desk, you can do very nicely. So I've been very happy whenever I've sat at my desk and used this pen. From the moment I inked it up and put pen to paper, it's actually done very well. A nice, smooth, reliable writer, which I was glad to see. I mean, like I said, manufactured in China does not necessarily equate to poor quality. It can, depending upon the manufacturer and who it's made for. AT Cross is known to be a quality brand name. AT Cross, of course, undergone several ownership changes over the years. They have maintained their name with providing a lot of official pens for the White House here in the United States. But I've got no major complaints about a lot of Cross products. Some I like better than others. As with every other brand out there, some of their products I like more than others. So the Cross Wanderlust. There you go. All right, I told you I was going to give away a Cross pen. I told you a little bit about the Cross Bailey. And let me go ahead and widen out just a little bit. So, the Cross Bailey. I actually have picked up 3 or 4 Cross Baileys because I got decent prices on them. And I got them exclusively for giving away. Some we've given away to people, like my son's youth pastor. Kind of enjoyed some fountain pens that I'd given him. So for Christmas, Matthew gifted him with one of these. But this is a blue lacquer Cross Bailey, and I will be glad to put this into somebody's hands. So what I'm gonna do is Cross. Let's see. A comment doesn't necessarily have to be about Cross pens. It can be just about anything, but your ideas, just throwing it out there, Cross pens, or ideas for a new Q&A video, any questions that you might have, whether pens or personal, or about different brands, about videos you might want to see. I'm going to leave it wide open for you guys. So, if you have, just leave a comment down below. If you have a question or a comment that you want to leave, that's how you're going to enter this contest, is right here on this YouTube video. Leave your comment. I will choose a winner at random. You got that? At random, we'll pick a winner, and we'll go ahead and ship you a Cross Bailey. Some of you may have a Cross Bailey, some of you may not. I just figured, it's got a nice little medium nib on it. And by the way, I do have one with a fine nib, so if you go, I don't really like medium nib, I prefer a fine, I actually have one here in my drawer too with a fine nib on it, but it's not blue. So there you go. Enter the contest, feel free. I haven't done a giveaway in a little while. I haven't been doing videos in a little while because of COVID-19, and I told you in an update video that, I'd been putting up with it, and for almost a month, 3+ weeks, so about a month or so, I've been dealing with COVID symptoms, and it's really starting to really get back to normal. Still get just a little bit of chest tickle and just an annoying cough once in a while, but as of right now, I'm pretty much back to normal, other than just a little annoying, persistent tickle in the chest and a kind of thing. So there you go. Cross Wanderlust. You asked for another Cross video. Here you go. Your chance to enter the contest. Your chance to win a Cross pen. Your chance to at least have seen in action a Cross Wanderlust. And there you go. Hey guys, thanks for watching.